Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode number 25 of another gaming podcast. I am one of your essential co-hosts, Stephen the Laggy Gamer. Without me, this thing would be nothing. And I'm joined by a second-rate co-host, Dustin Christ. What's up?
Do you hear the raging ego that's coming across there?
I think
Actually, I mean, it is kind of true. This would not have happened without Steven being like, hey, Ball and Nick, hey, Dustin Christ, do a podcast together. So I guess your ego is...
The master plan worked.
Yeah, kind of.
Anyways, I have to stick with the persona of me just being a jerk now on the podcast, apparently. But, Dustin, glad to have you here. Glad to talk to you, man.
Yeah.
And we're joined by our good friend and most essential person to this podcast, Chance the Doombringer, Doomways. What's up, man?
I just found a half-eaten Oreo on my couch. Thank you to my nephew for leaving that for me.
Did you finish it?
No, I'm contemplating the...
You're thinking where has it been? Did it get in the couch and he pulled it out?
Well, okay, when I say half-eaten, it's misleading. What he does is just opens it up and eats the middle out, and then smashes it back together and then leaves it.
You can't eat that dead man.
So I don't think I want to eat it.
Oh, my son's starting to do that, and it just kind of irritates me. Like I guess it's the best part for some people, but I like having that cookie taste with it.
Yeah, me too. I like the whole thing. I mean, that's why that is the way it is.
Yeah.
Shouldn't mess with formula.
Don't fuck with the formula, man.
Unless you want to make it double stuffed. I enjoy that formula. Double stuffed is awesome.
Oh, I bet you Steven enjoys double stuff.
But other than that, I'm doing well. Thank you for asking.
Awesome. And we are not joined by any co-host today as Dustin mixes his drink over at his house.
I'm putting ice cubes in a glass to make myself some ice water. Thank you very much.
The circle ice cubes, or you went with the basic ice cube?
The tray, and I'm now refilling the tray, and I'm probably going to spill half of it going to the freezer.
Anyways, we are not joined by a special guest today because we wanted to take it back for the old time as a freezer welcomes us.
Oh, shut it.
It was just so awesome.
I'm in the Arctic.
And we just want to take it back to just where it was us three, just to chill, relax, and just talk to each other on an episode. And that's pretty much all we're going to be doing today is probably catching up with each other because it's been a while since we've done the last episode, and I don't know, we just want to sit here and chat. And I don't think much of us, we haven't been doing too much gaming, have we? Maybe you guys have. I haven't been doing that.
Life has been getting in the way.
Yeah.
Not
Chance,
me
I know
either.
you're playing through some id stuff because I've been seeing some pictures of Easter eggs. And
Yeah,
stuff on
dude.
your page.
Good stuff.
I guess let's just start it off because maybe it could lead into a conversation. Is Dustin, what you been up to, man?
Busy with work, like to the point where it's driving me like insane. And then hanging out with a lady quite often.
Ooh.
And in my free time, I've been working on a real grade Gundam, still watching the first series of Mobile Suit Gundam, and then playing Persona 4 again. So that's what I've been doing.
Nice.
Yeah.
Chance, we have got to get you on the Gundam hype train, man.
I don't know, man. It seems like too much for me to kind of jump into, like, at this point, just because of the price of everything. It's like, what?
I was just going to say, yeah, like, the price is pretty outrageous because I bought the first series and I was like, all right, I'm going to look into the next series. And, like, the first volume of Zeta is like $3, and then volume 2 is like $50.
Oh,
and I was like, point my browser to Pirate Bay, and now I have pretty much like the next 5 series on my computer waiting to be watched. So, I'm just saying, Chance, Bandai is no longer doing Gundam in the States, so they're not getting the money from the DVDs anyway. Let your conscience guide you.
Well, yeah, I mean, and I get what you're saying too, but then it's just like so much to watch, and I'm so slow at watching shows anyway. Like I really don't watch that many shows because it's just such a time sink. And it's like, and I have to make that choice between TV show or video game, and video game usually wins. So,
Yeah.
I mean, that's just kind of the way it works, I guess.
Well, I know
But
since sorry, Chance,
no, it's
but
all right. I
since
am interested in Gundam, but I just haven't really. I don't know where to start at this point. So
I don't know what started it, who I think you and Alex might have been talking about it
It
first in the
was
chat.
it was Alex first because he got Reborn first
Exactly. Yes, he bought
and was talking
Reborn.
about Reborn.
Okay.
And then I was like, well, I don't really feel like putting $40 in a digital game right now.
Hmm.
So I went out and bought Gundam 3, Dynasty Warriors Gundam 3, and that just like it brought everything back. And then you sort of joined in from the peripheries.
Yeah,
And
because
you were playing.
I'm the
you were
outsider
playing-
of G Gundam.
Yeah, and so that's where all this madness has
Yeah.
begun.
But I was playing Dynasty Warriors Gundam at like the same time, the very first one. But I don't know, something about I hadn't watched anything but G Gundam. And for those who don't know, Gundam is mech robots in space war. Well, from what I knew, the Gundam I watched, G Gundam, was mech Dragon Ball Z fights in space.
No.
That's what it felt like.
So you never saw Gundam Wing?
Yeah,
Oh
exactly.
no, you
I'm
you were
watching it now.
Yeah, and got
Yeah.
confused. Gundam
I'm-
Wing is essentially like a retelling of the first Gundam series, but with 5 Gundams instead of 1.
And it's completely different vibe. I mean, so different. It's more about politics, war, and things of that nature. It's
Yeah.
nothing like G Gundam, where G Gundam, like I said, feels like a Dragon Ball Z show because the mechs can actually transform into a super mode and everything.
Yeah,
It's great.
It's kind of weird when you watch like a real Gundam series. Now, I'm not saying G Gundam's not a real Gundam series, but like a war-based Gundam series.
Yeah.
Because some of them get a little bit more fantastical, but like the original series is very kind of rooted in a very drawn-out and bloody war. And it's kind of like Robotech. Like you're watching Robotech, and I don't know if you guys have ever watched Robotech to completion.
I haven't watched any of it, so
Yeah. You're like kind of watching it, and it's kind of this happy-go-lucky kind of goofy war, and then all of a sudden like a character dies, and it takes like a sharp turn. And Gundam's kind of that way too. Like you're kind of watching it, you're like, okay, I see it, but every now and then, like an episode will take like a really sharp turn and get like really serious and deal with like the reality of war, and you're like, yeah, this is the show I want to watch.
yeah. So if you're into that chance, I mean, the Gundam Wing would be cool if you like these heavy mechs and it's war. It's like it's the future version of tanks. You don't use tanks. You're just using these space outfits, these space mechs. But
Mobile suits.
Yeah, mobile suits. The thing that I was saying in the chat that would lose me is it could get really convoluted and confusing.
Yeah.
Especially to see the one I'm watching right now.
Yeah.
You didn't know who's good, who's bad, but maybe that makes the show good because like everyone's kind of gray. Maybe I mean stuff's starting to flesh out now,
Right.
but it really there for a long time was whoa.
Well, the thing with Wing is that like they switch sides like so often in that.
Yep,
It's like
that's
one
what's
side
going on.
one time they're against trays, and the other time they're working with trays, and you're like, Jesus, pick a side.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
But
Mobile Suit's a lot easier to follow. The original's a lot easier to follow.
But if you're into just awesome fighting and a really good story too, then G Gundam. That's where it's at.
And we'll get to G Gundam eventually, but I'm gonna watch the series like in order.
Yeah.
So I'm starting with Mobile Suit, then I'm gonna go to Zeta, then Double Zeta, and then God, what's after Double Zeta? I can't remember what's after Double Zeta. I want to say 0080, but I'm not sure. Doesn't matter.
I've been
Move
hearing
on.
good things about the new one too, the Unicorn series or whatever. So
That was actually, I mean, if you ever get Gundam 3, that was actually one of my favorite, like, because he's one of the main storylines in Gundam 3, so you get to use the Unicorn quite a bit, and, like, his, like, special attack is just, like, this huge combo that he does against all these enemies. It really works. Like, if you can get all the enemies, like, in a big group, you'll just cut through, like, an entire zone's bar real fast.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
Did you find that game challenging at all? Did it get challenging in areas?
Kind of artificially, like every now and then. I don't know that in Gundam 1 did they have like you fight against big, like big things.
Yeah,
like a
you
big
well, it'd be like a boss fight, and they'd be
yeah.
like a bigger mech. But
Right. Those are kind of challenging. And every now and then, like, you'll get into a zone and like 4 or 5 named soldiers will be fighting against you in one zone. And you're just like not doing any damage against any of them because you're spread out against
spread out. The tough ones
five
in the first
commanders.
one were I would be in an area and maybe have to hold it down while floods of them are coming in from all sides, and I'm having to keep each side closed out, and it's
Yeah.
just impossible, like traveling back and forth. But anyways, still fun flying around in mechs and just hacking and
It's
slashing people.
it's good mindless fun.
Yeah,
And it's mindless in a good way. Like you can just come home and kind of relax to it, you know?
blow stuff up.
Yeah. Just blow stuff up.
So we've been on a Gundam kick. Have you been on any type of kick, Chance?
No, not really. id Software, but that's just
The usual.
because that and well, yeah, the usual, and because like it's just been kind of an exciting time to be an id fan. Just because with the Doom trailer coming out, and the big reveal that no one has seen except the people that were at
Oh, I was gonna
QuakeCon.
ask you, is there any footage leaked if you got to see
I
it?
haven't seen any, but it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. It just means I haven't seen it. But they were pretty tight-lipped about it. I mean, people would talk about it after they saw it, but there was, no media allowed to record anything. So the only thing that may exist somewhere is like a shaky cam, cell phone, video of some kind. But
And why would you even waste your time watching that? Because it'd be so underwhelming. You know what I mean?
exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm not pressing the issue too hard. I can't wait to see an official release of something. But other than that, I mean, I've been watching a lot of the videos from QuakeCon, which was just a couple of weekends ago. Watched a lot of matches, and it's just, I don't know, it's just fun for me to watch, I guess. So
Yeah.
I've been, playing a few id games and watching a lot of Quake, and then just not a whole lot else. Kind of like Dustin, just busy and spending time with family and stuff. It's just summer is just a busy time of year. I mean, everybody wants to do something
Yeah.
all the time. So
Yeah.
And it's slow in like gaming news during the summer. Like nothing really well, this time of the summer. I mean, in the early we get E3, but right now, I mean,
Nothing.
it's kind of dry. Like July, I luckily there was like Hearthstone to keep me busy on my computer, but other than that, and some old classic Dragon Warrior and everything. But other than that, there's just been nothing going on in the gaming world, at least that I know of.
Yeah.
There's probably some huge news out there that people are yelling at us. But didn't you hear about Nintendo making Shenmue 3? I don't know.
Hey,
I don't
wait.
know.
I don't know if you guys have heard this yet, but they're bringing The Last of Us to PS4. Oh my god! Right?
Whoa.
I can't believe it.
I just watched one of the greatest videos about that. About how the cover of it has Under the Bottom in it, like you would see in a movie that won a bunch of awards. What's the little symbols called they'll put around it? Look like leaves. There's an
Oh, the little olive branches.
yeah,
Yeah.
and they have that on the game. And of course, it was on the Final Boss Man. I always rave about that show on Game Trailer. She's pointing it out like, see, this is what I don't like. This is what movies do. So you're almost calling this game a movie, like a lot of people felt it was, and what they knocked it for in the first place. So
Yeah.
it just, I don't know. There are some people excited about it, but I'm not one of them.
No, I got it on PS3, and I thought it looked good enough on PS3. I got suckered into the Tomb Raider one. I started playing it. I was like, yeah, it does look prettier, but it's the same game I already played. So I kind of stopped playing Tomb Raider again. So I'm kind of waiting for it to. I'll probably replay it on PS4 when the next Tomb Raider game comes out.
Uh,
Then kind of play them back to back. But
yeah.
as far as like HD remakes go, like this is really stupid for an HD remake. I think
I thought it was one
like
of the silliest ones, yeah, ever.
like if they did Dragon Quest VIII on the Vita, whoosh, here's my
Yeah,
money.
that makes sense.
Yeah, but I was actually thinking about downloading the iOS version, but I don't know. I don't know if I want to support that. It's hard. It's a hard
Ooh,
choice.
They do
But I
like
do
it
wanna-
on the iPad.
But I do want to replay Dragon Quest VIII at some point in time. And I was like, well, that'd be kind of a way to do it.
Oh,
But then as soon as I do it, they'll be like, Dragon Quest VIII HD on the Vita. Ba-dum-bum.
if only you had the nice computer, Dustin. You could pop your disc in
I
there
know.
and enjoy the HD visuals. Oh, it looks so good.
Yeah.
But I want to rewind real quick because back
Yeah.
to id with Chance. Because Chance, you
Oh
said
yeah.
you are playing through Rage right now, right?
Yep.
Are you like consistently playing through that here and there? How many hours you got in it?
I've already put 7 hours into it,
Okay.
and that was just like 3 sessions. Like I played a lot, like last Saturday and Sunday, quite a bit, and then I played like 1 or 2 nights this week. I honestly I've been pretty busy, so like when I say 1 or 2 nights this week, it's really been like an hour here or an hour there, and a couple hours. But I really like it. I mean, I don't quite understand everybody's beef with the game. I mean, I know it's got a little bit of kind of an identity crisis. There's a lot of different things going on, but man, this really had a lot of potential, and I think it's pretty good. And not just because it's an id game,
Yeah.
because quite frankly, like the first-person shooter type stuff is not really like an id game, and I've heard it compared to, of course, the obvious choices, the Fallout and Borderlands, but I've also heard it compared a lot to. Like the combat is compared a lot to BioShock, and I get that. But what I think it really misses is like a good melee attack. Like I really wish that I had like a wrench type of attack like you do in BioShock. That
Okay.
would be really nice to have that. But it does have the wing sticks, the little boomerang things.
I love that thing, man.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, it's great. Which kind of makes up for it, but they break. So like you
True.
gotta keep buying them or crafting them. It's like,
Which that reminds me of a Xbox 360 hidden gem. For anyone who has not played Dark Sector, I recommend that
Dark
because that.
Sector.
Oh yeah, it's
I
like
think
it
it's on
has.
I think it's on PS3 too.
It is on PS3 as well. But you
I
have a
think.
glaive in that you can
Yeah.
actually throw and control while it's in the air, slow motion,
And
chopping heads off.
I would like to point out that I do have this game. I haven't played it yet, but I was told it was a hidden gem, not by Metal Jesus, but by Undead Space Monkey.
Who's that? Dark Sector?
Yeah, Dark Sector.
Well, Undead Space Monkey. You are correct.
Because I don't want to give Metal Jesus the credit.
Did he have it on a video? I don't even. Did Metal Jesus have it?
I don't know.
I don't know, but he's had some of those videos. He's probably covered the entire library by now.
But I wanted to say with Rage, I started up twice. Once on 360, and then I wanted the PS3 copy instead because 360 was so huge. I mean, you had 3 discs. It was 30 gigs. So I gave that to a buddy, and because I found a PS3 copy for $5 new, bought it on PS3. Started it again on that. I don't know what something always kept pulling me from it, but I actually really enjoyed it too. Open world, driving in buggy. The shooting felt great. The mechanics. Yeah. And it looked really good, like visually. I mean, you can tell why it's a 30 gig game because it looks pretty good.
Yeah, because it's not very long. Like it's another case of like Wolfenstein New Order. Like it's a great game and it looks awesome, but it's on 4 discs. So it's like, but it's not very long. So
Wolfenstein was just like the perfect length.
Yeah, it really was. Like, I mean, sure, I would have liked it if it was a little bit longer too, just because I enjoyed it. But also the fact that there is the potential you can play through it twice,
right?
And not, it won't be exactly the same experience. So, I mean, that alone, I mean, that doubles the time right there. I mean, that's awesome.
That's when I'm trying to get Mr. Porkchop Biscuit David to buy for his new PS4 because he currently has no games for it. So
fool.
It's I don't know about I guess PS4 and Xbox, but it's $40 now on 360 and PS3, which is for me was the perfect price too. I mean, of course, I would have liked it if it was cheaper, but I didn't want to buy it when it was $60. But I am very glad that I got it when it was 40 though.
Nice. That seems like a good price for it, especially if it's not like that on PS4.
Hey, you can get Ground Zeroes for under $10 now on PS4,
which is like how it should have costed when it first came out.
Exactly.
What it should cost.
Did you pop that in to see how pretty it is, Dustin? Or
I have not. Because I'm debating with myself. I'm like, do I just want to throw this in and go here, or do I want to put back in Metal Gear Solid 3 and play the series in the correct order?
Ooh, yeah. Which people love 3. Apparently, Europeans over there got a Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3 HD on their Vitas for free this past month on PlayStation Plus, so that's awesome.
Yeah.
But as far as Rage, what we were talking about before the podcast,
I'm going to have to look that up.
The game?
Rage. Yeah, Rage.
Yeah, dude. It's good. I like it.
Because I mean, it's cheap as dirt, too.
Yeah,
it's really
And it is on PS3?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Good. Because I want to keep my streak. I want to keep my streak alive of not even going over to the Xbox wall.
Keep it going. I'm right there with you. I haven't been at the Xbox side in a while. The last Xbox one I had to get was the Gundam Wing one because I don't think they have the first one on PS3. It was only for Xbox. So.
I think I'm going to stay consistent with pretty much sticking with first-person shooters on 360, but then everything else on the PlayStation 3. I just really like the 360 first-person shooter for a first-person shooter. I just don't care for it as much on the PS3, and I don't know why.
Well, the sticks feel a lot looser on PS3.
And that must be it. Maybe if I had a controller, maybe I should try like a different controller to play them on PS3 because I just don't like or don't love the DualShock. I mean, obviously I can do it because I played BioShock on the PS3 and it was brilliant. But
you can make the triggers better by buying those like $6 trigger covers that make them feel more like a gun trigger. But the sticks, I will agree that the PS3 sticks are a little loose feeling.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I can play it on the PS3. I just don't prefer them. So. Especially if the game is cheap and it doesn't really make a difference either way, I'll just get the 360.
And most of the time it's cheaper on 360, so you can save a couple bucks.
As long as it doesn't take like a crazy install because, my hard drive is about full as it is. I had to move things around just to download, to install Wolfenstein, but I can uninstall it now.
Nice. With the, I'm right there with you on agreement with liking first-person shooters on the console. The only thing keeping me from 360 though these days is I don't have a wireless controller anymore. I just have my wired one, and the fact that I'd have to sit closer and out of position to the TV has made me not want to turn it on to play it. I want to sit way back in my couch to play it, and I can't because the wire won't go that far. So you know what? I'm not going to play it today.
Well, I've just gotten... I'm sorry, Chance.
No, I was going to say that's a piss poor reason.
Yeah. I've just gotten so used to how nice everything feels on the Sony PlayStation, even PS4 and PS3, the Vita, that when I get on my 360, I'm just like, oh my god, what is all this mess on my screen?
Well, no, for mine, when my 360 turns on,
it keeps giving me this thing about wanting an email address.
Oh, that thing. That's what I was gonna say.
I don't have a second email, you fuckers.
And I could have sworn I've put one in several times, and it keeps asking me.
Yeah.
And I don't know what's going on. It doesn't get turned on anymore. I'm sorry, Microsoft. I was telling Chance and Dustin before we started. A friend of mine just traded in his Xbox, and I mean, I think I could do away with mine, and I'd be okay if it weren't for a couple more exclusives. And
you'll eventually want to replay Alan Wake. Yeah.
Yeah. Which I just remembered I have it on PC now, so I technically can do that. Because when you're a fan of a series...
I need to get that.
Oh, yeah. If you're a fan of a series, sometimes, and you're hardcore for it, you buy it on multiple platforms. I think we're all good examples of that. And I had to get it when it was on sale for Steam. I was like, oh, I'm definitely getting this then for PC. So...
What are you talking about? I don't have any games on multiple platforms.
The king of Doom. How many copies of Doom do you actually have now for system?
I haven't counted, but I think it's close to 10, 11 on unique consoles.
That's awesome.
That's just Doom 1.
That's awesome. I want to see the shrine. When the shrine gets put in place for the id Software stuff, RPG Swagman Shrine for his East and stuff. I want to see the Doom Shrine.
I don't really have one.
I know it. You need one.
The games are just kind of on the shelf. Oh, by the way, back to Rage real quick. Sprites and Bites. I don't know if either one of you guys follow him.
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
I'm friends with him on Facebook, and he had seen the Easter egg I posted from Rage, and had said in the comments that he had an extra pre-order bonus that came with Rage, and he's going to send it to me. So I thought that was pretty freaking awesome.
Nice.
So shout out to Sprites and Bites for that. That's really cool. I don't even know what it is. Like, I tried to look it up, pre-order bonus for Rage, and I couldn't even find one other than there's like one that's like looks like a comic book maybe. So maybe that's it, but I don't know.
Whoa. Shout outs? We don't give shout outs on this podcast.
Well, I just did. Yo.
It's wrong to give shout outs apparently. You know what? I'm glad you said that. I am the most
essential person on this podcast. You said so yourself.
Wait, when did it become bad to do shout outs?
Exactly. That's what I wanted to bring up.
Did I say it was bad?
No. I'm YouTube in general. I'll hear people, it's so weird these days. They'll either be talking in a video, like they'll say, someone gave me an idea for this, or I saw this video on YouTube, and they're not like giving credit or a shout out to the person who did it or anything. I'm like, whatever happened or went wrong with just saying thanks to someone on YouTube or giving a shout out? Like, it's a bad thing. Are you too big to do it or something? So before, I'm going into some right now.
Ooh.
When people can hear me.
Okay.
Okay. You know what? There have been some channels that I want to shout out for a while. And I actually had a shout out special planned for my show. I'm just going to shout out a bunch of people. But there are a few people who I want you, ladies and gentlemen, to take a look at. And some my co-hosts may know. Some others they may not know. Bawsome Barf.
Oh, yeah.
Barf. Chance, why don't you tell the fine folks why they need to listen and tune in to some awesomeness.
Bawsome Barf is a good friend of mine. He has had a channel. He's for just about as long as I have, I think. He might have been in before me a little bit, but he's actually on his second channel now. His first channel is now dedicated to all of the Lego things that he does. He's a big Lego collector and builder, and he's actually been featured on Kotaku for a Lego NES that he built, which is just pretty freaking cool.
It is.
And he's also got a channel for his video games and stuff now. He's an old school RPG guy. He's played a lot of awesome classic RPGs. The guy is a wealth of knowledge of games in general, and he's just a very cool dude, very real. Does little mini reviews on his channel for games, does pickups and things like that. Just a really cool
and the
guy.
games he reviews, it's like it pops up. It's like, oh yeah, I want to watch a review on this one. Like it's just a game you want to know about.
Yeah, it's good stuff. He does a little bit of gameplay.
He just did one on
was it Radiant Historia, I think?
Yeah, I was gonna say he just did one on Radiant Historia. And I was like, who's talking about this game anymore? No one.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's like everyone forgot about it.
He just played it for the first time, I think, and just really, really liked it. And
Everyone forgot about Dre.
Yeah. It really harkens back to the golden age, I guess, of RPGs. So I need to get on that one myself, but I've got several others to beat in the meantime.
Another one, as I go down my list, that I know, Chance, you watch them sometimes, but Bithead 1000.
Yeah.
I love this guy's channel. I know he does game hunt and stuff like Dustin isn't too big of a fan of going out to garage sales, but just the guy's personality is so entertaining.
He's just funny. Like
he's hilarious. His monologues in the beginning.
He's another one of those. Like, it's just a wealth of knowledge. Yeah, that's my favorite part. Like, quite honestly, if I wasn't into the retro games, like the game hunt stuff, I would still watch just for that little monologue in the beginning.
And he's quite the artist as well, because he's worked up some pretty cool backdrops and stuff for his little game shack. And he's been on YouTube a few years now. And I was with him since I think I was like his 40th subscriber.
Wow.
And he's just awesome. So
there was like a time in there where I think he sold like everything.
He did. He sold all his stuff.
Started over like within the last year or so.
Yeah, he took a big break. He sold everything. Found a woman, so he moved in with her, and now he's got all this stuff in his shed, which I think is hilarious.
Yeah,
it's all part of how funny it is. So, and he just had
in the backyard.
He just had the score of a century with like 100 and something NES games for $30 with all the games you want. So
epic.
As I go down my list, It's all of our co-hosts who have been on here, from Ducky Doo Gaming, Ball and Nick. I mean, Paige, Fem Trooper. We've had so many co-hosts now. You guys know who they are. Another one, guy who's underrated, who I think has great pickups. And Dustin, this guy is a huge Bioshock fan. And he's a Bioshock collector, has all sorts of Bioshock stuff. Emperor Fox. I think Chance, are you subscribed to Emperor Fox? I thought I saw you on him, yeah.
Yep, he's
that
great.
Guy, his Bioshock stuff is what got us talking to each other. I love his pickups that he gets. He gets all the games you like to see. And again, if you're a Bioshock fan, you need to check him out because he's got some pretty cool stuff. All right, what else I got here? If any come off the top of your all head that y'all know you want to give a shout out to, go ahead. But I'm going through my list.
I did not prepare a list, so I don't know.
I didn't either. That's why I'm going through my subscriptions.
What a jerk, man! Like, let me just drop all this on you.
Oh man, actually, I'm looking through my subscription list now, and a lot of these people aren't making videos anymore.
A lot of these people I don't even want to talk about.
Like, what's going on? Why don't you make videos anymore? Oh man. Of course, and Chance mentioned Sprites and Bytes. He's not doing too many as of now, but his stuff is still solid.
I think he just moved recently too, so he's kind of slowed down.
That might be all I have for now, including all of our old co-hosts, and that's like 13 right there.
It's quite a list, yeah.
Yeah. So go check out all those. Awesome stuff. Anyways, I just wanted to do that. It's okay to give shout-outs, people.
I guess I never realized that it's not okay, because it seems like the people that I watch, because I don't you guys branch out way more than I do. Like, I found sort of my little niche, and I kind of just stick to it. But it's kind of the old school, the old guard, and they still kind of, whenever they do a video that's from somebody else, they always give credit. So I guess I never realized.
What it is you know how when we do our videos, we're so loose and bringing up, like, hey, I got this from Alex, where I was talking to Alex during Mother Base, or I was talking to this person. We'll just so freely, mention names in our videos. It's just because it's okay. Yeah. But some people are won't mention the name. I got this from a friend on YouTube or something. They won't mention the name. Why don't you want to? What is wrong with that?
It's weird.
It is. I don't get it. I don't understand it. But whatever.
Well, it's kind of been a thing too that a lot of people have talked about, is how the community aspect of YouTube has kind of died out.
That's what it seems like.
You can't do video responses anymore, and you
you don't see the tag videos anymore, really.
Yeah, and you don't see those anymore, and it's just I don't know.
Or when you do, they'll be like, I see this video going around, so I figured I'd make one.
Right.
Okay, but who made them? Let us know, some others to check out. Something like that. Anyways, little mini rant there. Sorry to get off topic.
Well, maybe next time Dustin or myself will have a short list prepared, since you kind of stole all the thunder today.
Yeah, let's all look at Steve and look at what a great guy he is for shouting all these people out.
Oh, I won't be a great guy because I didn't shout out 50 others. People are going to wonder why I didn't shout them out now.
Boy, Chance and Dustin are assholes.
Yeah, I'll look into it, and maybe next episode have a few to name off.
Drop off a couple. So
it's a good idea.
But let's get back to, we were bringing up Rage, and I just watched the trailer for the first time for the new Mad Max film coming out.
Well,
a chance. You guys had already seen it.
Well, I just saw it tonight, just before you got on. Dustin sent it to me and said, "Do yourself a favor, watch this." I said, "Okay," and I watched it, and it looks amazing.
It looks amazing.
Go ahead and inform the people, though, of your Mad Max Road Warrior history, though, Chance. It's okay.
My history started this evening with watching the trailer for this new one.
So it goes way back.
Way back.
Like maybe an hour ago. That's kind of where it started.
Sometimes, Dustin, Chance has dropped some bombshells on us before about some movies he hasn't seen.
Yeah,
Tron Legacy, stuff like that.
But I thought you saw Tron Legacy.
Nope.
No.
Oh, what the fuck?
But then sometimes, seeing as the type of like fan of games he is, man, you just drop a bombshell, and I'm like, whoa, no, man, Max, have you not seen it?
It's an excellent question. I don't know. I don't know how it is that I haven't seen this.
Especially with being the big movie fan, chances too. Like, he's got all sorts of movies. That doesn't mean he gets to watch them, but he's got a bunch of movies. And man, sometimes you get caught off guard when someone hasn't seen something.
Mm-hmm.
But the new one is looking pretty good. I know,
So,
Dustin, you're having some pretty good high hopes for this one, or
well,
looking
yeah.
forward to it.
Oh, yeah. Mad Max is part of my childhood because, they make this big stink about violence in the media affecting children. And, like, I was watching Thunderdome and, Road Warrior and things like that when I was way too young to understand what was going on. And but it was something about the desert and the fighting and Mel Gibson kicking ass that it felt good to watch as a kid. And so I had some very trepidatious feelings about this because reboots, sometimes you get RoboCop and sometimes you get Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
You can't judge it yet, Dustin.
Yeah, what
You
if it's
haven't
amazing?
seen it.
What if
What?
it's amazing?
Come on, have you seen that trailer?
We're teenagers, so we can still carry adult conversations.
It's just like, come on, guys. But yeah, I saw the trailer and that George Miller is returning for it, and I was like, all right, things are good. Because I mean, honestly, that trailer looks exactly like a Mad Max movie from the '80s, only much prettier.
Oh, it does. It looked like
Looks
exactly
great.
like it. It looked gorgeous. The trailer looks fun. Plus the casting, like I was saying, like I saw Tom Hardy in the title. I was like, whoa, Tom
Yeah.
Hardy.
He's perfect as Max. Like,
Super hot.
he's so. Oh my
So
god, he's
hot
so
right now.
He's so hot right now. Hansel, he's so hot right now.
But no, I just finished watching a movie. It's on Netflix now. The Lawless. Him and Shia LaBeouf.
LaBeouf?
Yeah, where they're, I guess, moonshiners back in the day in Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like awesome in every role, Tom Hardy, he plays, because he was just awesome too in that movie.
The first I have liked Tom Hardy since, God, when was that? 2000 and no, it was like 1998.
Yeah, he did. What was that movie in?
Star Trek Nemesis. He played the bad guy in Star Trek Nemesis, a clone of Picard.
True.
Yeah, that's the first thing I ever saw him in. And then he had a very brief part in Band of Brothers.
That's where I first saw him, was Band of
Yeah.
Brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've been very pleased with his career because I really loved him in Star Trek Nemesis. I mean, he was like the best part of that movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Especially since the past like 6 years or so for his career has been really good for him.
Yeah. Yeah.
So good to see. But that movie is shaping up to look awesome. Which got me thinking of like the kind of movie it is. Chance, I knew you had to see some other movies along the genre. And just started reflecting on like Escape from LA, Escape from New York. Have you seen any of those, Chance?
Nope.
Oh.
He needs to he needs to sit down and he needs to watch Escape from New York. He needs to watch They Live. He needs to watch Big Trouble in Little China.
Yes.
He just needs to have like a John Carpenter day. And then you've seen The Thing, right?
Nope.
You need to have a John Carpenter day.
John Carpenter days are awesome.
John Carpenter.
I actually have them. Like, they're really. I'll put some John Carpenter movies up and be like, I'm watching all these today. One of my favorites that crap. Now I can't even remember the title. It's corny and stupid. It's Ice Cube in space, like being arrested. What's the movie?
Oh, fuck. Isn't it like something Mars?
Something to Mars.
Ghost
of Mars.
There you go.
And I just love it. I think it's an awesome movie.
That's like the perfect, like, that should have been like the tagline, Ice Cube in space.
Ice Cube in space. But no chance, man. Just all those movies like that, Escape from LA, Escape from New York, Road Warrior, Bad Man, all that stuff. I just love all movies wrapped around that genre. And more recently, I think the newest type of movie that was released that was kind of like that was Doomsday. Did anyone see that?
I didn't, but I saw the what was that shit? The poster for it, and I was like, all right, it kind of has like a Mad Max vibe to it.
Yeah.
And then the reviews came in and were just kind of scathing. But if
Oh,
it
yeah.
ever pops up on Netflix, I might watch it.
It's Chance. Have you seen it?
No,
No. Okay.
don't be
I'll start
surprised.
finishing your sentence. No. It is. It feels just like kind of like that. I mean, nowhere near as good as those. But if you're looking for like, oh man, just like a reminder of the movies from those days and seeing something like it now, I mean, give Doomsday a shot. Rona Mitra, you can't go wrong with her either.
That's how I felt about Dread when I watched it. It was like when I watched that, even though it's a reboot, and I know some people aren't into that, but it just felt like a huge throwback to the movies that I had watched, from that era. The RoboCops, the Terminators, that sort of thing. Like it just was really, really good.
Do you guys find yourself when a new movie like this new Mad Max is coming out, wanting to watch the older ones or anything again, just to...
I have my Mad Max DVD set on the coffee table. I just need to find time to do it.
Well, I know what I'll be doing this, probably this week now, since unfortunately the new Dragon Ball Z movie is not releasing in a theater near me. Kind of disheartened about that.
Yeah.
I'm going to try by some means to watch that online. Or I don't know if you can even buy a DVD for it yet, or if it's even out somewhere. Yeah. I was so disappointed, you guys. I was really wanting to see that movie in theater.
Well, I was kind of excited when they announced it. Then I was like, Goku's going to be fighting a kangaroo, huh? Okay.
But, well, I have heard, I don't know, no spoilers, because I didn't look them up, that Vegeta plays a big role in this movie. Like he might finally get his chance in the sun, because he never got it in the show.
He had his chance in the sun multiple times. That's the reason why he's the best character in the show.
Whoa. As far as taking down the main villain?
Oh, taking down the main villain.
Yeah, I mean, he never got credit for that.
Well,
he never got to take down... Well, he's taken down enemies, but never really been a... He got to throw a Final Flash at Cell to kind of help out, and I don't know. I would love to see him, other than someone named Goku or Gohan, finish off the final boss.
I must not be a very interesting person, according to Dustin, because Goku is my favorite character. I'm sorry that I feel that way.
That goody two-shoes little punk. God. He has like zero development. Now he's Super Saiyan. That's like, he just gets more powerful. That's his development. Like Vegeta goes through the shit, man.
Goku calls this Super Saiyan level 2. Or for short, you can call this Super Saiyan level 2.
Yeah.
But yeah, my sister was a big Goku fan too, starting off. And then as she got older and wiser, she learned to come to the Vegeta side.
Yeah.
Like chance you're getting older, you'll get wiser someday.
Right?
It's all right.
What are you saying, Dustin?
I was just going to say there's even like other characters. Like I like number 17. That's the girl, right? 17's the girl robot.
18.
18's the girl robot.
Yeah.
I even like her more than I like Goku.
Wow.
Yeah.
I never really made an order, but I know Vegeta was 1. I was kind of a big Piccolo fan too.
Yeah, Piccolo has a good arc as well.
Yeah.
Piccolo. But then you're just kind of like, oh, why is Yamcha here? Like, why is Yajirobe here? Oh, because they were in the original Dragon Ball, and okay. But there's really no point to them anymore,
Yeah, I always really liked Tien, and I wish that they had done more with him.
But you get to a certain point, and it's like, you can't really do anything with these characters anymore.
Yeah, okay,
yeah, they're all great in Dragon Ball. Yeah, they're all good characters in Dragon Ball because it's like a level, not really level playing field once Goku learns a thing or two. But it was still pretty cool.
Yeah.
But now I lost my train of thought again. What I was talking about.
You were talking about watching the Dragon Ball movie.
Because online. I really wanted to see it in theaters, because I never got to see one in theaters, and it would have been cool to experience.
Did they ever have any of them in theaters?
No, this would have been the first time.
Was the Broly ones in
That's
theaters?
What I was wondering.
I thought the Broly one was. I thought that there was a Broly one that was in theaters.
It could have been. I just don't remember it.
Yeah, I'm sure somebody out there will scream in the comments about that.
But yeah, I was a little bummed about it. But I'll also be watching some, probably relive some Mad Max stuff here too
Yeah,
this week. So
let's face it, that's probably gonna be a better time.
let's,
The movies are always so disappointing.
you know
You
what I'm
can't.
thinking, Dustin?
What?
I'm thinking, maybe next week or so, the first AGP movie night
Are
should
we gonna do
happen
that?
with it.
Are we gonna do that? We need to message Chance so he can find a copy of this movie.
We might need to get Chant. That way he doesn't have an option. He must be a part of movie night
He has to be part of it.
and experience it. So
Have you guys mentioned what movie it is? Like, should I know this by now?
Alex, Steven, and I have talked about it. I mean, this was back
Okay,
when
you mentioned Alex. You mentioned Alex, and I know which one you're talking about.
well, I was gonna say do it with the like Mad Max or Road Warrior.
Okay. Well,
That's what I meant.
Yeah, okay. That's fine. The original plan was a certain movie that we'll keep nameless until we actually do it. But
we're still doing that one.
Okay.
I was just saying this seemed like a good time to do that to it.
So Chance still has time to procure the movie.
Okay.
So since I've kind of mentioned it, should I go ahead and inform our listeners what the possible AGP movie nights could be?
I guess since you let the cat out of the bag.
We need stuff to talk about anyway. This might be our shortest episode yet with all three of us because we got nothing.
We'll find something to dick around about with.
But Dustin, I believe you came up with this idea of the theme of AGP movie night, where it would be us, me, Dustin, and Chance, or if maybe only Dustin or me or Dustin and Chance can make it, and another fellow listener or two, for example, Alex Return to Mother Base, we would all just get on Skype, have our movies sync together, and all watch a movie at the same time.
Which will be awful to do, by the way.
Yeah.
I think it's going to work out better than you think.
Just remember, no, because I'm. Oh, damn it!
I don't think we're lagging too much in our conversation here.
No, but I just remember the Silent Hill night.
Silent Hill was bad for this reason. Because it was on Netflix.
Oh, okay.
So trying to find a timer to line up on Netflix was horrible. I don't even think it has a timer. It's just you move forward and backward.
Yeah.
So we're trying to say, I'm at the part with this thing is on the screen.
Okay.
If we have a Blu-ray or a digital version in, we can just say, hey, I'm at the 2-second mark, push play,
I guess
play.
I guess that's true, but like for the movie that we're talking about, I mean, even Mad Max, I have the DVD, you have the Blu-ray. I mean, they're going to play at different speeds a little bit, probably, maybe. I don't know.
Really?
I don't know.
You're thinking too much into this, man. Anyway. Anyways, so we would do like a Mystery Science Theater version without you guys seeing the movie, of course. It would just be audio of us watching the movie with commentary, but you'd be watching along with us. So we'd put the title, say if it's going to be Mad Max, we'll say, hey, start Mad Max when we start it, and we'll do a countdown. So you'll be watching through the movie with us, experiencing us watching the film with our commentary. So there you go. That's AGP Movie Night. Let us know what you guys think of it in the comments. We'd be interested to know if anyone
get it going.
Oh yeah, it seems like it's gonna be fun. This has been like months, and maybe we just forgot about it. I've been wanting to do it.
I got the idea when I was watching the said movie that we won't talk about because we want to keep it kind of a secret. No, Chance, like I'm serious. When you watch this movie, you're gonna be like baffled that this thing was even made.
Oh yeah.
Like, I love the series, but you're just like, what the fuck is going on?
I'll probably love it. It'll probably be my favorite.
You'll love it.
You'll love it. You'll just go, what, why? Like, why?
It's that awesome.
Yeah.
It's great. So anyways, that's about it for me.
That's all you've been doing? You haven't even talked about what you've been doing.
What have I been doing?
Yeah, you asked us, but you never like spoke up about yourself.
Glad you asked, Chance. Well, me, I've been busy as well. Our work is going through big changes, and I don't know if I want to go through those changes with them. So that's up in the air. And I don't know. It just hasn't been a lot of games, because with me, we were getting back to the Gundam thing. We were talking about that, and I was just watching a lot of TV. A lot of Gundam, anime, a lot of Frasier on Netflix.
Frasier? of all the things to watch.
Not even Cheers, but Frasier.
Frasier. Hey, I am a Frasier fanboy. That show's awesome.
no judgment. No judgment. I'm just saying of all the shows.
Chance, you can freely judge him.
Chance watches The Bachelor. He cannot judge me.
Hey, at least he wasn't on The Bachelor.
Hey.
Oh shit.
I get that at least once a week, and this is no joke, you guys, because I work at a college with all these thousands of people there. I hear it all the time. It gets a little whatever. Wait, and you started it. Who started, Dustin or Chance?
It was me. It was me.
And ever since, it's all I hear now. So.
Well, it wasn't so much that, not even the fact that you look similar to the guy, but the guy talks like you do too. You're both got a little bit of Southern draw, and yeah,
the Southern Christian man.
Yeah, it's just I can't help it. I made the connection and I couldn't unmake it.
Moving on though, from what I've been doing, yes. So some Frasier and some Gundam Wing, and also some movies. Some movies been coming out on Redbox and stuff here recently. Just watched Unknown, the newest Liam Neeson action thriller. It's no Taken, but still pretty cool.
Unknown. That's not new.
No. What's that new one then? The one on the plane.
Nonstop.
He's got these one title names all the time.
Well, Unknown is a Liam Neeson movie too, but that's like a couple years old, I think.
Yeah, that was a couple years ago, and I like that one too. I like everything he's in.
Yeah, me
I don't
too.
care how bad reviewed it gets. So, but yeah, the only games that I've really been playing, other than the video I recently put up with Dragon Warrior,
Whoop whoop.
which man, you guys, such a great game.
Yeah,
which we can talk about that for a moment. The concept of just controlling the one character, to me, I would love to. Are there any other RPGs like that? Because I loved it. It took a lot of micromanaging. Yeah, one character turn based. That'd be a good one to rack your brains with. To see
I'm sure there is, and I'm sure somebody will leave a comment down below. But
if they can, guide me that way, because I really enjoyed that. Just worrying about my one character. It was nice.
Just wait till you get to 2. Ugh. It's a bit unbalanced.
Yeah.
To say the least.
Well, it's like they tried to keep it like the style similar, but they added 2 more characters, and it just was really like the other 2 characters just never quite catch up to your first character.
Do they introduce them later at a low level?
Yeah, and it's like, especially when you get to the 3rd character, it's just like she is so low leveled that you have to spend so much time in the area where you meet her just to get her to where she doesn't die after every battle. Like, it takes a long time.
And this is like a constant struggle throughout the game. Like the other 2 characters you feel like are really just dragging you down.
Oh, they are, and it sucks. But I mean, but you also need them because they're your magic users.
Because the hero has no magic.
Yeah, so you absolutely need them, and you have no option. You can't just power through it without leveling them up, because it's a little unbalanced.
But that being said, I think like the Game Boy version and the Super Nintendo version kind of balance it out a bit better.
Yeah, they are a bit better. Like, but it's the problem is still there. It just doesn't take as long to get somewhere. You don't feel like you've wasted 10 hours just trying to grind in one area. But even the original game got a bit lengthy in as far as the grind goes at times, because you really did have to grind for not just experience but money. And both of those things come quicker at least in the Game Boy Color port. I'm sure that the SNES one's the same.
Yeah, that SAS remake, it was awesome as far as the grinding did not feel like a grind, and when it did, it was just so easy to do it. I didn't have to worry about it. And there was these later on in the games, there's these like gold golems you're fighting that drop like 600 gold in this one. I think it was only 3 or 100 gold in earlier versions. I don't know, but they drop a ton of gold in this one, so you could farm gold really easily.
Did you remember fighting the gold golems in Dragon Quest IX?
Yes, I did. I didn't remember them dropping gold though.
Yeah, they dropped
because it's been so long.
They dropped like 500 compared to like the 30 or 40 of the other enemies in the area.
And that since I'm on my memory now, that's something I got to give up to you people who can remember games from playing back in the day. Like Dustin, when you mentioned playing like Final Fantasy VI back in the SNES, I would not be able to remember a thing that far back. I'm lucky if I remember stuff from 2 weeks ago. So that's
Well, it
awesome.
helps he's played it like 20
A lot.
times or something
20
like
times.
that.
That
So
too.
he didn't have a chance to forget because he played it so many times.
Yeah, like I was still playing that way. Like instead of playing my N64, I would play more Final Fantasy VI. That's how bad it was.
Gotcha. But yeah, I really enjoyed playing through that classic game. It was awesome. But the thing that's been taking up most of my time is a simple little card game called Hearthstone that I always bring up. So I just been playing that a lot because I'm actually getting pretty good, and my ranking, I'm getting in the top ranks with some of the best in the world. So it's pretty cool being able to get that high for not having to pay a dime for anything. So just using your wits to have the heart of the cards. And one more little game that some of you know. Recently, a friend purchased an expansion for me in hopes of getting me to fall in love back with the game. That game being the World of Warcraft. A buddy bought me the Mist of Pandaria. It's the newest expansion that came out for it because I stopped when Cataclysm came out because I didn't like it. And I needed to get away from the game. It's time to take a break. And it's been 2 years now, almost 3, since I've played. And he bought it for me. I was like, sure, I'll give it a try. He bought me a month for free. And I think you guys remember at first I was saying, I'm not digging this. So much has changed.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of liking it now.
Oh, crap.
Everyone say goodbye to Steven.
So
Nice
this
knowing you.
is my official retirement from the podcast. This is my
Yeah, I
final
was gonna
episode.
say.
Actually,
Next-
there are talks with my coworkers who play for doing a mini-sode on it that we can plug up on the channel. So we'll do a World of Warcraft mini-sode so everyone can hear the joys of losing your life to a game.
It'll either be the most listened to or the no. Everyone will be just like, "Fuck that."
What is? I'm surprised when we get guests on and if it comes up, like how many have played it.
Yeah,
Like, it's pretty crazy.
I mean, it was a popular game. I mean, you can't.
Yeah. It's ease of use to introducing a new user if you start from level 1.
But I think you calling this person yeah. I think calling this person that's giving you the expansion pack a buddy,
A buddy.
might be a little too much because you never like the guy that re-addicts somebody to drugs.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing though with I find it's easy to back in the day, like I'd sit on it, play for like 5 hours before wanting to get up, and it's easy to click away because it's on the same login screen as Hearthstone, and I always move down to Hearthstone. That's my drug these days. So,
yeah.
But other than that, also playing Dark Souls 2 on New Game Plus Plus because Dustin, hearing you talk about wanting to play one of your favorite PS3 games now in Drakengard 3 and Platinum in it, made me think, why can't I Platinum one of my favorite games, Dark Souls 2? And in order to do so, you have to beat it 3 times, where it gets harder each time to collect. There's achievements for getting all the spell or trophies for getting all the spells. So you have to get some of the spells are only available on New Game Plus your third playthrough. So that's what I'm doing right now.
I don't know. Sounds like a colossal waste of time.
I'm loving every moment of it. Oh, it's so. I just love that game to death. I just love Dark Souls. I'm an addict. I'm here. I have my round table to confess it. I love Dark Souls. I'm in love with Dark Souls.
Admitting it's the first step.
So, but yeah, nothing else really though on my front.
So it sounds like you've gamed the most out of all of us.
I probably have, seeing as it's so easy to bring that card game up and just play. And that's kind of part of me when you didn't want to play it, Dustin, was bummed because man, you'd probably like this so much because it's magic. But then the other part of me was like, yeah, it's probably good because then he might want to play it all the time too and get hooked on it. So.
And I've thought about this, and I've really thought about it with my rebirth of Gundam here.
Mm-hmm.
And I like the idea of magic, but honestly, I don't enjoy, like, the only thing I enjoy is kind of playing it. I don't really enjoy, like, the worry about getting cards and is this deck good enough and blah, 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 blah. You know, I'm not into that anymore.
Yeah,
Would
it's
you
easy
ever
when you
play like
have all the good cards.
I don't have, like, hardly any of the good cards. What are you talking
Oh,
about?
and Magic,
Yeah.
you just have some pretty valuable rare ones, but that doesn't mean they're good in the game, right?
Well, yeah, because sometimes the rare cards are, like, just kind of worthless.
Yeah, they're probably banned. That's
Yeah, there's
because they're.
that too.
What were you gonna say, Chance?
Would you ever play like the video game Magic the Gathering? Like, because
Well, I
I've
was
heard
looking
some
into
people really enjoy it.
yeah, because Norwegian Noob was trying to get me
Yeah,
into it,
That
and
that's
one's
who
a
I was
that one's a
talking to.
money sink, though, ain't it?
yeah, and that's what
Yeah,
kept
Oh,
me from it. I was like, I don't want to pump money into this. I
I
yeah.
really,
didn't know that.
yeah,
That's
like
what
I mean,
makes Hearthstone so great. Why they saying it's killing the Magic game now because it's free
yeah.
and it's working. So
So how do you get more cards if you haven't pumped any money into it? How do you get more cards?
basically, how it starts off with it does a tutorial with you with a mage. The mage is the
Mm-hmm.
first hero you unlock, and it's got her class cards. And you play through her tutorial, and at the end of that, you have a whole deck to play with. It's her basic deck. But then
Mm-hmm.
you get to go to the innkeeper, which is the computer controlled characters to practice against. And that could be a different class, like a hunter or a druid. You name your RPG class that's in there. And once you beat that character one time, you unlock their set of cards. And as you play more games with the character, it's like an RPG. If I play with the mage, she starts to level up, and as she levels up, she unlocks more cards in her class. Now, once you get to level 10, which will take you like 30 minutes if for playing, you'll already have unlocked all the cards in her class, and you're good to go. Now, the way you earn more cards that aren't class specific is through earning coin, and you earn coin by just playing the game. You play the game online, you win 3 games, there's 10 coin. If you there's quests throughout the day that give you coins. Win 2 matches with a rogue. Pull out your rogue deck, win 2 matches, and there's 50 coin for the day. And 100 coin buys you a booster pack. So it's really easy to play for about an hour and earn 3 booster packs and get cards.
Hmm.
So and that's how you can get them. So I've never had to pay a cent. I've only done that, and like I said, I'm up there with some of the best in the world right now as far as the ranks. So, and I've never had to buy anything. Now, I've gotten lucky in some booster packs and gotten some good cards. I ain't gonna lie,
Yeah.
but you can do it. There's a guy who I love to watch on Twitch who does these free to play decks, who gets all the way to the top with free to play stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
it's pretty fun, and I just really want to try it on iPad. And I don't have an iPad, and Dustin has an iPad. I would love to see it. Alex loves it. Alex plays on his iPad all the time. He says it does
Yeah,
great, so I guess it works. And it would feel more like a card game on an iPad.
probably.
But yeah, they just had the North American qualifiers for the big tournament for it. I spent past 2 days watching that. That's how much I enjoy the game.
Did he even try to get into it?
No, because you had to be some kind of sponsored. They get all the Twitch names. They'll send out invites and
Oh,
invite people to it. Then they'll do open. They'll have like an open 250 people can come and enter in paying money. And I didn't even know about that stuff, so ain't nobody got time for that anyway.
Bullshit.
So if you're not a name, it's like I think they have BlizzCon coming up where they invite 16 people, and it's going to be like 16 big names in the Twitch community. So no one else will really have a chance. So it's
Wish
kind of a
I could
bummer.
be a name.
You are a name, Dustin.
Yeah.
Soon you'll have 3,000 subscribers. Then you'll have
Yeah.
8,000.
I can see the you can kind of tell when things are slowing down. Plus, I've not been posting, as much as I used to. Just been like everybody. I'm just too busy.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Other than gaming being slow in July, video making seems like for everyone who I'm subscribed to is slow in July too.
Yeah.
Like it's the relax and chill month of the
Well,
summer.
there's not a lot going on, and everyone just kind of like, it's kind of that time to be outside and sort of enjoy the weather if you enjoy that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Go on vacations and that kind of nonsense.
So is
Wintertime,
anything?
that's when the videos happen.
Oh yeah. Is there anything on your guys' mind? Chance?
Oh, yeah. I didn't mention all the games I've been playing necessarily,
Okay. We'll go
but
ahead and go into it.
there's really only been one other one, and I think I don't know if either one of you guys played the Destiny beta, but I did actually.
Ooh, yeah, I can talk about that too. Destiny
I
beta.
I downloaded it for the PlayStation 3, and I only played one day, but I probably played about 3 hours. I really kind of liked it. It wasn't exactly what I was expecting necessarily, but then again, I don't know what I was expecting. But I thought there was a lot of cool things that it had going on, and I don't know. I'm probably not on board for launch because I probably want to wait to get it on an Xbox One
Mhm.
when that happens.
Yeah.
Um,
I think
but
all your
yeah,
characters will carry over though if you buy it on
even
60.
even now, I played it on PS3, so
Well, you could play it on 360, man.
but not anymore.
No, I mean when the game comes out, you
Oh,
buy it
okay.
on 360, and then if you get an Xbox One in a year, you can carry your character over.
Actually, it's looking like probably November for an Xbox One for me. So
Ooh.
yeah,
What?
just in
Whoa.
time for Master Chief Collection. So
So this year, going into this year, Chance didn't think he'd have any new consoles. And let's do
yeah.
a review of what he. Uh,
Okay, well,
Let's just prove to him how awesome Whitney is.
yeah, no kidding. She is pretty
wow.
awesome.
He's just unloading. Now, Dustin, this is for a while. Me and you have been really hyped about the game. What made you
Yeah.
not want to download and try the beta?
Um, I'm just too old, I think. Like I think that's what it is because I'm so used to having just get the finished game, And like for some reason there was just something about it that I was just like I don't really want to play a non-finished version of the game. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about me. Like I don't get excited for these things like at all.
Well, the I was really hyped for the game, and the beta killed it for me.
Really?
Really?
yeah,
What
that
didn't you like?
it was almost like Impressions. If you watch Scott's video on it, it's almost exactly mirrors everything he said. And I'm not disappointed with it. It's just, I guess I have a tendency
To
that I've been
overhype
doing it a
things.
lot. Yes, recently I've been doing it worse. This has been the worst year ever for it. I've been overhyping stuff like crazy, and I think I just overhyped it way too much and expected it to do way too much, and it
Yeah.
doesn't. It really doesn't. It does just exactly what I thought it was going to do, and that was going to be Borderlands, and it kind of just feels like Borderlands, but not as how to put this.
Borderlands Halo Edition.
The talent trees and stuff in Borderlands just navigate a lot easier. They're simpler to figure out. The leveling up system, as far as talents and stuff in this game, I still haven't quite grasped. I didn't play for I played for about 3 or 4 hours over at Pork Chop Bishop's house, and I mean it was fun, but if you're playing, I was playing alone single player. I got bored quick. If I'm not playing with a group of people, I'm going to be bored in that game. I told him I got to find a group fast, or this is not going to be fun. And we did. We found a group to quest with, and it amped up a little bit. And the
Yeah.
part
Yeah.
that I actually liked the most was Scott Ultimate Floyd. He wasn't a fan of like PvP versus each other, like Halo going online or Call of Duty. That was my favorite part of the game, was going online and fighting other real people, because going in with your weapons and abilities was just fun. And when you're beating people at it, it's always funner.
Yeah.
So I was pretty good at it, but man, just I don't know. I guess just that whole area you're in, starting out, Chance.
hmm
It just kind of all looked the same. Like I know it is just the one area, but it just
Yeah,
all felt the
you're
same.
still on Earth and you're in Russia. Like
Yeah,
it's post apocalypse kind of thing going on. So yeah, it is kind of all going to look the same.
and by the do you know what the max level cap in it is? It 30?
I don't know.
I think it's 30, and in the beta you can get to level 8.
Oh really?
And,
Yeah.
and
So
yeah,
I only got to level 4. So
and we with the few hours I played at his house, I started a new character and got to level 3 or 4. And if you can get there that quick, he got to 8 pretty quick. Makes me think you can get to 30 fairly quickly. which kind of makes me think this game isn't as big as I thought it was going to be. I thought we were going to be doing a lot of exploration, and it was going to be huge like an MMO. That's what everyone kept saying, like this MMO feel. I don't know if it's going to be that big. It doesn't feel like it's going to be that huge of a world. And that's something I was kind of looking forward to, too.
Yeah.
But
well, for me, I had no real expectations of it at all.
Exactly. That's perfect.
I kind of downloaded the beta to see if I would even like the game, let alone, decide whether or not I would buy it. But I mean, it was good enough for me that I'm convinced that I will buy it, but I'm not going to get on a hype train and buy it right as soon as it comes out. But yeah, I mean, I liked it well enough. I played for the first couple hours by myself, just playing around with it, and it really did. I get what you're saying with the Borderlands, even though I haven't played it very much. But I don't know. It felt like the next logical step for Bungie after making Halo games. It felt pretty Halo-like.
I was going to ask you, didn't it feel like pretty Halo?
There's no denying that it's
especially the music sounded so Halo.
Yeah, it's a lot like Halo, and that's fine, really, because that's where Bungie made their money. So for them to come out with a game unrelated at all would be weird. But I chose a Titan class. I don't know what you chose. Just the standard fighter class, and I kind of like the melee ability. Like he's got like a big punch.
Oh yeah.
Then that's what I feel like I'm missing in Rage, like something like that.
Okay, I get what you're saying now.
Yeah, just like you don't have to put your gun down, and it's not like a pistol whip type melee attack, but it's just like an extra little thing. I don't know, that would have been really nice in Rage. But I did play a little bit by myself, but I also played Ducky Do Gaming got on, and I played with him for a little while, and it was interesting because we were trying to, like, he wasn't as
Hold
far
on.
in the campaign.
No. You stop right there. You and Ducky were on at the same time. We could have been doing some Colonial Marine action.
Well,
what in the world?
This was
Why would you play Destiny when you could be playing?
Pretty spur of the moment too. Like this was like I happened to jump on and see that he was online, and I just.
You guys would get on late sometimes too, man, at night. So I'm like, okay.
Yeah, this was like
I'm going to bed.
10 o'clock on a Saturday night. It was very spur of the moment. But anyway, he wasn't as far in the campaign as I was, so I was just trying to go back like to the area where he was ready for, but I had already beaten.
Okay.
And like it was really hard because like after you've cleared an area, like after you clear an area, you can go back for exploration, but
they respawn so quick.
Yeah, and all of the enemies are so much more difficult. Like, there's no way you're getting past this area with your current levels, that sort of thing. You're like level 9, level 10, level 11, It's like, okay, I got to get out of here. This is we're not getting anywhere. We're just constantly dying. But I liked how, like, in the overworld type area, it had like a respawn similar to like a multiplayer, like if you were doing PvP, you would just respawn, or if you're playing with people, they can come and revive you.
Yeah.
And then obviously when you get into I think they were called darkness areas, like, which is the story parts. You wouldn't respawn. If you died, you had to go back to the beginning of that area. Yeah. Because it was required, for you to live through, this area. So I
like that. I heard people kind of complain about that. I like that part. Like,
yeah, me too.
Give it a little bit of challenge to it.
Yeah, and I really kind of enjoyed several, aspects of the game. Now, do I think it's, the greatest thing to happen to gaming? No, not at all. But I think it's cool enough that I'll enjoy playing, and I hope that it does end up being a pretty broad scope thing, more than we think at this point. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that could be like their future plans. Release these first 3 classes and what the game is, and then the MMO style will kick in where, well, here's the expansion to download digitally with a new class, like in World of Warcraft, and a new world. So that could be what makes it bigger.
And that makes it similar to like almost like the episodic thing we were talking about last time, where here's this expansion, with this whole new world and a whole another campaign.
Hmm.
Like
But
so,
the
it's got a lot of potential, but we'll see what happens.
it does, and the gunplay and stuff felt great. Like as far as controls, I mean that felt nice, and playing on that PS4 controller, whew, it felt
Woo.
nice. The only thing from holding the controller for a while now, when I was playing that day, Dustin, do the thumbsticks feel a little small to you?
No, but I have
Like the
smaller
top?
hands. I kind of have
Uh,
smaller hands.
yeah, it was. They felt a little small, but I mean, it didn't take too long to get used to. They just felt a
Hmm.
little tiny, like the Vita ones. Kind of. I wish I had a little attachment I could put on those because those things always feel too small. But
Yeah.
I still love the system. But yeah, it was. I mean, it was fun. But like again, I think I overhyped myself thinking this was going to be like a 10 game when I came out of it like, oh, this is an 8. But an eight's good. But when I overhype myself, it makes me feel like it wasn't good when it really was. It was
Yeah.
still fun to play.
And like a couple people, like I know Mike talked about canceling their pre-order, and I think didn't Bruno say he canceled his too?
Hmm.
So that's kind of like the consensus I'm getting from it is like everyone's just kind of disappointed with it, you know?
Yeah, maybe we all kind of hyped it up too much, and we were thinking it was going to be so much. But then again, it's just a beta, so
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
could be so much more, and it's just a beta. So
Well,
I
I
don't
like
know.
their approach with the beta too. Full disclosure, like the message that pops up when you first boot it up is like, "Pardon the dust. This is just a beta. Help us out. Bog down the server. See where we can fix things." So
Yeah.
I like their approach to the beta. Although some people, like the people that pre-ordered just so they could get the beta,
Oh
were a little
yeah.
pissed when they just decided, oh hey, by the way, open beta now.
Open
Anyone and everyone can download this on any console that you want.
I thought that was
So
kind of crazy that they did that to. I thought it was. I get it. You pre-order, you get the beta, but I thought as a move for Bungie, I mean, if they expect the game to sell millions, then you better open it up and see if the servers are gonna take it
yeah, well
because you're gonna need to do that.
they won a customer in me. So they essentially have kind of achieved what they wanted to.
Yeah. So
But in the
Dustin,
process, they lost some because maybe the game
yeah.
isn't quite as cracked up as they thought it would be. But let's see.
So still getting it day one, Dustin.
Am I?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't have
I'm
it
trying to think
pre-ordered.
what's coming out that month now.
Yeah, I don't have it pre-ordered. Because I was yeah, like that's gonna be hard to find.
Yeah, no
Um,
kidding.
so I think I'm gonna wait and see kind of how the reaction is, and then maybe I'll get it.
Well, when's Tales of Xillia 2 come out? Late August, or is it coming out like within the next
Think.
2 weeks?
I honestly I have it pre-ordered on Amazon, so it's just gonna get shipped to me. So honestly, I haven't really paid attention.
Okay, because as I say, that'll probably be the game you're still playing anyway, so you might not worry about
Yeah, like I'm
picking
not.
it up,
Yeah, yeah.
depending on when it comes out. So, but yeah, you can go ahead and what else other than Destiny have you been playing, Champ?
Oh no, that was really the main thing. I did beat Wolfenstein New Order. I did a video about that. Go check it out. You can kind of hear my extended thoughts. And one of my favorite things about New Order and about Rage, even though Rage is a few years older, I'm just really loving exploring these worlds and finding Easter eggs. And that's not something that I've been into in the past, really. Like I really don't care that much. But I guess just since it's id, I'm finding these Easter eggs and I just get excited. Like in Rage, I was in a building and there was a coffee mug that said Doom on it. I was like, yeah, that is awesome.
I
You
was gonna
know,
say, what makes it an Easter egg though? Does it have to be hidden, or
well, and
because
these
could the
these
cup
aren't
kind of
really
be in the
hidden.
open,
Yeah, these aren't
or
really hidden. This was in plain sight. It's a collectible.
so
Like
is
you
it an
can.
Easter egg then?
Well, I mean, yeah, because you
Like,
don't
what's the
have to get
definition
the
of an Easter egg?
collectible.
Is what I'm trying to
Uh,
find out. Yeah.
Well, my
It's usually
personal
something
definition
hidden
is
that
just
you have to.
these things, yeah, these little things that are for at least with the id games, they're throwbacks to other id games. They're not
Okay.
necessarily hidden like you really have to look for it. Most of them that I found were hidden in plain sight, but if you're not
You're not.
trying to kind
Yeah.
of look for them, you wouldn't see them.
Okay.
like one in the very beginning of the game, and it's probably not even considered an Easter egg. When you first boot up the game, you get in the first Dune buggy you get into. There's a Doom guy bobblehead on the dash
Yeah.
in the game, so it's like, oh, that's awesome, So you right away you kind of know what you're looking for, things like that. At least with the id games, I'm not talking about Easter eggs at large, because I really don't. Like I said, I don't look for them in other games really, but yeah, I like them. I like finding these cool little throwbacks. But
Nice.
other than that, I haven't really been playing anything else. I wish that I would have finished Dragon Quest IX, but I put it down, and I haven't played anything on handheld for a few weeks now. So
How about you, Dustin? Playing any other games you didn't mention?
No, but I do kind of want to talk about Persona a little bit because it was kind of one of those games that I kind of dismissed. I was playing it and kind of enjoying it, and then I just kind of put it up for a while. And
Do you remember why you put it up the first time? Because I remember you were playing it a while back.
it didn't grab me. It was like I didn't see in it what everybody else was seeing,
Because I actually want
and
to talk to you about this game, so go ahead and.
yeah, and I wasn't seeing what everybody thought was so great about it, and I figured out why, and it was because I was kind of playing the game incorrectly.
Okay.
Because when you think of RPGs, you kind of think of the grind and all of that. And this is quite different in that it plays more like a visual novel than a traditional RPG because while you still explore a dungeon per se, it's not really the main focus of the game. The main focus of the game is interacting with the characters and sort of creating these social links and things like that. So this time I put the game on easy, and most people will be like, "Oh my God, Dustin, there he goes again, just playing a game on easy."
Not
But
these
that'll
two.
be me.
Not these two guys.
yeah, but it really changed the game to where, like, because if you play it on normal, you still have to do some grinding to build up your demons and things like that. But when you put it on easy, I mean, it's a pretty big, difficulty difference, and you can play the game more as a visual novel, which I'm finding to be just much more enjoyable than playing it as a sort of a traditional, JRPG.
Now, so you're talking about. That's the thing that kept throwing me off with this game that kind of kept me from wanting to try because I love the Vita, love getting games for it. That game's even getting cheap now. You can get it
Mm-hmm.
used under $20. And I've been wanting to pick it up, but I keep hearing about this. You're in a school and you're having to sit through classes and stuff like that,
You don't
or
really have to sit through classes. You're just like in class, and like your teacher will ask you like one question, and if you get it right, it builds up like your knowledge or your courage or things like that. And if you get it wrong, then you just don't get the bonus. That's what
okay,
it is.
so it's not like you're sitting in there for a while having to go through a
No,
bunch
no,
of
no, no.
talking and everything.
But there
Okay.
is, if you don't like interacting with NPCs in your RPGs, this might not be the RPG for you because it really is kind of the focus of the game is interacting with these other characters and finding out what they're all about and their sort of their past and things. It is kind of like in a way it's a little bit of like a Twin Peaks type thing because these characters are all kind of weird. They have their like little hidden secrets that you're trying to figure out, and it is kind of a murder mystery type of game.
Yeah, I
But
wouldn't mind doing that just as long as the character's interesting. If the character's
yeah, and the
interesting, yeah.
characters are interesting. Like I'm really getting into just like talking to these characters. Like I don't even really want to like exploring the dungeon to me is like the least exciting part of the game. Like
Okay.
exploring the dungeons are pretty boring, to be honest with you, because they're so straightforward.
Pretty linear.
Yeah, they're pretty linear and straightforward, and like it almost feels. Have you ever played a game where like they randomly generate the dungeons?
Yeah. A lot of
It's
the dungeon crawlers. Like,
right, and
yeah.
it kind of feels like that where the dungeons are randomly generated, so they're kind of bland in a way. So if you're like really big into like exploring these really cool, intricate dungeons, this is again not for you. But if the social links, if that sounds interesting, like interacting with the other characters, finding out their secrets, building up all these different things with them, then yeah, I would definitely suggest picking this up.
And that's a pretty long one too, right? Like hour-wise, or I've heard it could get
Apparently,
into the 100 hours is what I thought.
yeah, apparently you can get into the 100 hours with that. I guess the general timeline is about 70 hours, I guess. So
Okay.
we'll see, but you just kind of take it at your own pace. Like I just play a few hours here, and it's a great. It really fits the Vita
Perfect
because
example for handheld.
yeah, because
Perfect, yeah.
you'll just play like a few hours and build up some social links, and you'll be like, okay, I'm done for a while.
See, that's why I was so excited for Phantasy Star Online to come to the Vita because on a handheld, an RPG like that, sit down, log in the server for a few hours, and knock out some levels, put
Hmm.
it down. The handhelds just seem, man, Vita is freaking awesome.
Yeah. And even if you get into like a story segment where you can't save right away, I mean, you can just, put it in sleep mode and you'll be
Yeah.
fine. So, but yeah, really, really enjoying my time with it and really kind of, it's one of those situations where you're just kind of like, why didn't I play this sooner? But, what are you
Chance,
gonna do?
have you been showing your Vita any love other than getting on to grab the downloads before they expire?
Not really. I started Limbo a while back and played a bit of it, and yeah, that's about it.
I beat that game in one sitting. I was so hooked on that game, man.
I
I
got about I got about
love
halfway
Limbo.
through, maybe a little more than half. The first time I played it, and
Hmm.
it's great. I love it, but I just haven't gone back to it. There's no reason. Just haven't been playing handhelds. I don't know why. I just haven't.
That was a case where overhyping was okay. Like it all worked out in the end for me because I was so excited for that little indie game, and man, I just loved it so much. Ooh, good old Limbo. Did you ever play through Limbo, Dustin?
No, I never did.
Oh man, work of art.
Oh.
It's a work of art.
Hmm.
So, just like hey, a game that I mentioned last podcast is now available on PSN, The Swapper. So
I
everyone,
saw that.
look into it. Look at a trailer. It's a great game, especially if you like a nice, cool sci-fi storyline with deep emotional impact.
Oh, jeez. I've heard that one before.
So, but yeah, I've been really wanting to get some. I have a buy two get one free coupon still sitting in my wallet and a birthday coupon for GameStop, and I really want to get some Vita games. And I don't know, I just kind of want to try Persona, even though every SMT game except for SMT4 hasn't really fared well with me.
Yeah.
But
Well, since you liked SMT4, you'll probably like this one a bit more. Um, but because it's still kind of not as super heavy as the other SMT games are.
yeah.
But yeah.
But other than that, there's also that, and I still haven't looked up footage on it, but Return to Mother Base was talking about the other day that new One Piece game. I want to know what kind of game that is, because for the Vita exclusive, GameStop exclusive, collector side of me wants to snatch it in. If it's like a kind of like a Dynasty Warriors type beat 'em up game, seems like it
Hmm.
would be fun to have on the Vita. But I haven't looked up anything up about it. But a Vita's a game I wish I had a lot more games for. I think someone recently did a collection video on it that I watched, and I would say the name if I could remember it. but
No, you wouldn't.
Oh, here we go. Steven not wanting to do
but I
shout
can't
outs.
remember that. It might have
Oh,
been
the
Steph's.
hypocrisy.
It might have been Steph's to death, so I'll plug that in there just for a placeholder. It might have been her, but and she was showing off her collection, if it was her, and I was just like, man, said person, I really would like to have so many more Vita games than I have. Like if
Yeah, I
there's a
have
one
I have
system I could
one.
collect for, I'd want to get that right now.
Yeah.
I have
I
one.
mean, you just have one chance.
Yep. Got
Which
Celceta.
one? Which one was it again?
Celceta.
Self-seta.
Salsetta. Well, that's definitely one to have.
Yep.
How many do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 16.
Whoa.
Wow.
Hold
Yeah.
on. I need a quick collection rundown then. I mean, I think I have 6 or 7.
Well, I have Conception 2 that's still sealed.
Okay.
I got Danganronpa.
The box copy, is that the box copy of
Yeah.
Conception? Okay.
I'm not going to open it until I get around to
Want
playing
to
it.
play it. Yeah.
So I got Danganronpa, Demon Gaze, Dragon's
Oh,
Crown.
stop.
What?
Danganronpa.
Yeah.
Been hearing a lot of good things about that.
Yes.
Visual novel, correct?
Yes.
I've been
But
wanting.
but it's not like a normal visual novel where it's just all storyline, kind of like Steins Gate. Like there's actual like gameplay, like with the courtroom stuff that you probably heard Alex and I kind of bitch about the logic of it sometimes, but it's still fun.
Would you say top 5 in the PSP? Must own. There's
On
only
the
16 there. On the Vita.
on the Vita, yeah, oh
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it's Mike's so far Mike's favorite game of the year, I believe, and
Yeah, I saw him say that. Yeah.
it's still pretty high on my list. I mean, it's a lot of fun. The
So the
characters are
story's that good.
story's pretty good.
Okay. Because the story's got to be good for a novel game.
Yeah, it'll keep you going.
Okay. Because there is a number 2 coming out pretty soon, right?
Yep.
All right. Okay, continue.
Gravity Rush, Luminous, Mine Zero, Need
What
for
is
Speed.
Mine Zero?
It's another first-person dungeon crawler. That's kind of like
Okay.
Persona. I haven't thrown it in yet. I think I was planning on playing it after Persona, but I think Persona is probably going to go right up to Xillia.
Okay.
Need for Speed Most Wanted, Muramasa, Persona 4, Ragnarok Odyssey, Rayman Origins, Silent Hill Book of Shadows, Touch My Katamari, Wipeout, 2048, and then Celceta.
Yeah, I forgot there were those. There's a lot of games out for it too, even
Yeah.
still. That I forget how big the library has grown for that thing, mainly because my GameStop doesn't have most of them in stock or keep them in there.
Yeah.
I don't know what the deal is with that.
Well, the weird thing is like a lot of the Vita games you can also get on the PS3. So sometimes you're just like, I'll just get the PS3 version.
I guess
Yeah.
yeah, because the Conception one's on PS3, right?
No, Conception's also on the DS or the 3DS.
3DS, yeah.
All right.
I'm considering a double dip on Dragon's Crown, even though I saw it's free next month on PS Plus, because I think I'd like Dragon's Crown more on the Vita, even though I like it on the PS3. It seems like something I would enjoy more on the handheld, though. And of course, Final Fantasy X, just because I'm that guy. But
the touchscreen's a lot nicer on Dragon's Crown.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, is it mainly for like the treasure and stuff?
Yeah, instead of having the cursor.
Yeah, it felt really weird to do that with the joystick.
You know what? That was one where I know me and Dustin, we just kind of put it down. What could have made that game hook us more? Because we blasted through Code of Princess.
Yeah.
And I would say that even Dragon's Crown had more moveset and stuff than Code of Princess did.
Oh, it had way more.
Yeah, but what was it that just... What could it have done?
I think I was expecting more of a action RPG and not so much a brawler. Like, Code of Princess I knew was a brawler, because it was a spiritual successor to Guardian Heroes. Mm-hmm. But this, for some reason, my brain went more into an RPG mindset than a brawler mindset. And I don't know, maybe... I mean, I still haven't got rid of it. I was talking about getting rid of it for a while. And I still have it, so maybe I'll throw it back in sometime. And also, I was playing as a ranger, and I think that might have also kind of...
I think that was like more of a challenging class. It says at the beginning, so I took a newbie class to play with.
Yeah, but at the same time, it was just like, you know, do the stage, wash, rinse, repeat, you know. Mm-hmm. And eventually, with that, you do get a little bored, I guess.
Well, and part of the problem was just like you couldn't play online till you got to a certain point. But the game was infinitely more fun with online. Other people, even if you didn't know the person like that you were playing with. Like, they were just smarter than the AI. So it was like, I loved playing online, actually. Even on the PlayStation 3. And I think there's crossplay now. I don't think there was at the beginning. But now I think, you know, if you're playing Dragon's Crown online, it could be with people on PlayStation 3 or Vita. Like, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. See, I thought it was going to be crossplay with Destiny. Man, I was so wrong with that. I guess it's not with PS3 and PS4. Because that was going to be the game I bought my PS4 for, and now that's keeping me from wanting to get the PS4. And so I might have to wait for the next big one.
Hey, there's always Knack.
Nah.
Knack.
I can't even. I don't
Actually,
even.
actually, Infamous Second Son is a lot of fun. Like, I don't know if it's a system seller, but it is a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to think if there's anything else coming out near the end of the year for the PS4 that is a system seller. All I know about is Destiny, and that's multi-platform. So
Yeah.
I don't
I
know.
mean, I don't regret my PS4 purchase because I know stuff's eventually going to come, but at the
Yeah, it
same
will.
time, like I really haven't touched it all that much.
Such is life.
The urgency is not there
Right.
to get it.
I just picked it up because I told myself that I got the money in my bank account. If they have one in there, I'm going to pick it up. And then they had one, so I was kind of like, well, I guess okay.
Which I guess we could bring up for our last little thing here. What is it with the gamer, like us as gamers, the ups and downs of the gaming? Like we can go through a wave where we're riding on high, we're playing games, knocking them out, having a good time, and then just have a month like we've all just kind of had a month where I mean we'll play a game here and there, but we didn't really need to. I mean there are times where like literally I was thinking like last week I don't know when I'm gonna want to start up a new game again or something. It just seems like I don't need to really play anything right now. What's up with that experience? Why do we go through it?
Well,
It's
you
so
just
weird.
you
Because
know you,
I didn't overplay myself any this year.
oh, I overplayed myself a little bit with Gundam. That was getting a little bad. Like I had to
And
put it up.
you're hitting Dragon Guard 3 pretty hard too since you're trying to
Oh yeah,
platinum, right?
but I've set that aside for a while too. I'm gonna let it, because man, I got like some of those trophies on Drakengard are so ridiculous, and I still need to beat the final boss to get like the final ending.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 7-minute rhythm game,
Ooh.
and then I have all of the DLC, which I've worked through some of them because they net you, like if you're having a hard time making money to buy the weapons in the game, play like the DLC because you get so much money in the DLC. It makes buying all the weapons really easy. So
Well, I think what was happening with me is like it would just make me sit and think. Like I've invested a lot into this hobby and with the games we buy and everything, not just to have a show off shelf, but games you eventually want to play and just have. And then sitting there and I was thinking, man, am I going to get bored with this hobby one day? And a part of me thought, you know what, I might eventually get bored of this hobby later on down the road. And that was kind of scary to think about because I put a lot into this hobby. I would hate for that
yeah,
day to come where gaming just isn't fun for me anymore. I guess I was kind of getting worried about that. Do y'all ever go through that?
I would say that I think eventually there's going to come to a point where I don't buy new games, but the games I have here, I can see myself playing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I can see that, like, oh, here comes the PS5, and I'll just be like, you know what, I'm kind of done with this.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I would still play this old stuff that I already have.
Yeah, it's going to take me a lifetime to finish what I have, let alone, anything that would come out in the future.
Do you think, though, Chance, it'd be something maybe in the future you could see yourself maybe not playing a game, playing games anymore?
I think with some stuff, yeah, I could see myself, eventually, yeah, I don't really want this collection anymore, so I'll just get rid of it. But at the same time, I say that, but there's, probably a third, maybe half that I would never get rid of. Like I'll probably never get rid of my Doom collection just
Oh
because,
yeah.
that's just my thing. I love it. And same with, like Halo. I could easily play, all of the Halo games over again. I mean, I'm buying an Xbox One in November so I can get the Master Chief collection and play them all again. That sort of thing. But yeah, I mean, I could see myself getting rid of, you know, some stuff, sure.
It's crazy
Not
how
right now
there.
though.
Yeah, it's just crazy how there can be so many different types of gamers. Like with the month I had playing a lot of Hearthstone, like it was just that game. And people who play World of Warcraft, that is the only game they play. They can play that, and for the past since 2004, they have been happy and haven't needed another game. Yet I have 500 games back there, and it's like, well, I could just play Hearthstone all month and I'm happy. So why do I have 500 other
Yeah.
games?
I
I don't
get what
know.
you're saying there because it's sometimes difficult for me to choose a game to play too,
Hmm.
because it's like, okay, I know that this is a 50+ hour game. Do I really want to start that kind of commitment right now, or would I rather just play something else that is I've either beaten before or just it's a time kill,
Yeah.
Play Doom. Would I rather just play Doom right now?
But luckily, you're on a lighter note to pick it back up. That is past me now because Gundam 2 is sitting in my PlayStation 3, Dustin. Because I
Oh
took Dark
man.
Souls, I took Dark Souls out to pop that in
Well,
before the
that's
podcast,
a smart decision.
and I'm actually I downloaded what was it, Spec Ops: The Line on my
Oh
PC
man, I
here.
want to play that so bad.
I heard the story in that is so great, so I turned it on to test it, make sure the laptop could run it, runs it like a champ, and just for listening to the dialogue for the first 5 minutes, it does seem like it's going to have a pretty cool story and not just your everyday third-person shooter. Watch Return to Mother Base's video on it, people. He does a good video on it. So, nothing like a shooter and some hack and slashing to get you out of a rut.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, I was kind of in a rut, and then like I just kind of fell in love with Drakengard 3, and then I was like, I want more of this where I'm killing an entire crowd of people at once. So I put in Gundam, and that just kind of sealed the deal.
I'll say if you're ever in a gaming funk rut, I wouldn't put in a massive RPG.
Yeah.
Put in something mindless and fun. Like
Well,
this say Gundam, shooter.
hearing you
Yeah.
guys talk about Dynasty Warriors and stuff makes me want to play Diablo 3 right now.
Diablo 3, put that skid fall into there because that's not a mind bending. You're just going killing stuff.
Yeah.
Love that game.
I've never played a Dynasty Warriors game, but I'm probably going to buy Hyrule Warriors pretty close to when it comes out, so I'm
Oh,
looking
that's
forward to that.
I already have it pre-ordered and paid
oh yeah.
off.
Yeah,
That
that's
is
going to be pretty awesome, I think.
a day one buy.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
And I was thinking about, I think I'm going to wait on it because it's eventually going to get dirt cheap, but Dynasty Warriors 8 on my PS4.
That's a 1 year later buy.
Yeah, because I also the reason why I'm also waiting on it is because I'm also kind of wanting to get Reborn, even though I'm not anywhere near done with 3 yet. But I still want Reborn for some reason. I don't. This is so stupid.
Speaking of Reborn, I just saw at my local Walmart, I saw Final Fantasy 14 for like $10 on the PlayStation 3.
Oh, I thought you were telling me you found more Walker Texas Ranger DVDs so I could finish them off.
No.
Reborn. The series will be reborn. Hey, a Realm Reborn was, if it wasn't 15 a month, I'd be so playing that right now still. With or without Dustin hold me back, I would still
I
God.
considered it. I really did consider it, but I didn't buy it.
hold me back from my mount.
See, I'm one of those people that would have like an amazing time playing an MMORPG by myself.
I could see. Never mind. Never mind. I don't know what I was going to say anyway. But no, I want to mention real quick, hopefully this will get out this week before the sale ends. If anyone wants cheap Nintendo games, apparently check your Target. Because certain Targets are doing it, some aren't. Nintendo games for $10. We're talking Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate, $10. Wind Waker HD, $10. I mean, tons of games on sale for cheap. So go out there and show Nintendo that you still love them, people. Buy those games.
You love them $10 worth.
It's still showing that a new game sold in their inventory, so because they sold them to Target. But, anyways, I'm done. I hear Dustin yawning. I'm yawning.
What's the count? What are we at? We thought
We're at like almost 2 hours, man.
Wow, see? I mean,
Yeah.
we just get on here and ramble about shit. I
ran.
don't even know. To be honest with you, I don't even know what the hell we talked about. I mean, we didn't really have a topic, so, you know.
Yeah, we
kinda went
didn't.
with it.
This was one where I think I mentioned earlier, like, hey, I'm ready. We should do one. Let's put a podcast up. We had time, so we just wanted to chat.
Yeah.
Not a lot happened in gaming, so like I said, we're just talking to each other.
Yeah.
Catching up on each other's lives, so see what's going on.
Yeah, because
I can't
contrary to popular belief, we don't talk that much outside of the podcast.
Yeah.
A little
We
bit
used-
here and there.
Yeah, we used to, but I don't know. Life,
Yeah.
life,
Good.
death, and everything in between.
Or we said all we can say, so we're like, yeah, nothing new. Or we're just getting tired of each other, so we just want to talk to each other once a month.
This is all just corporate iTunes bullshit now.
Yep.
Like we talk through our lawyers. That's how we talk.
All right. Well, it was good hearing your sweet voices again, gentlemen.
Oh, yes.
Likewise.
See you later.
Bye bye.
Good night.
And I'm stopping.